Hey everybody, Phi Farley here. It is March 27th and we have two great NIT games tonight, of which I have some leans and one pick that I want to get to. This is going to be kind of a fun two games. All four of these teams not only have had rough roads and played very well to win their way into this semifinal round, they've also played some teams that could have that were on the bubble to go to the NCAA tournament. They could have been there as well as their opponents could have been there. So it's been a nice tournament to watch. I mean, this year, more than any that I've ever seen, any team can win any given game. As we're watching the NCAA tournament with an 11 seed into the Final Four. And it could have been a 9 seed. It could have a 9 at the other side. I mean, there were so many upsets and strange games happening. So here we have Western Kentucky, Utah, Mississippi State, and Penn State. Penn State was the #1 team according to KenPom that did not make the NCAA tournament. They were the first team down the line. Strength, let's see, their total KenPom strength put them at 26th in the country. 26th in the country. I mean, that's pretty high up there considering most of the teams ahead of them either won their tournament or every single other team made it into the tournament one way or another. Odd that Penn State was on the out. I did not agree with that personally, and I had a video on that a while back on who got snubbed. So today's games, first, as I approach these kinds of tournaments and this kind of game, this kind of atmosphere, it's very similar to like a Monday Night Football game or a Friday night NCAA college football game. I'll use that as a better example. As we go into those, I often look at underdogs and unders. I either won't play if it's a favorite or an over that I'm feeling, unless I'm really convinced that it's going to be that side or the total. So as I look at these two games, I'm definitely leaning on the under on both games. Western Kentucky and Utah can both play defense. Mississippi State, Penn State can also play great defense. They can also slow the tempo. So I would really lean between the two of them. Utah, Western Kentucky, would look at that one going under. Total open at 142. It's down to 139.5. Tickets 163% on over. Cash, total cash, 80% on the under at this point. Side-wise, I do lean towards Western Kentucky. That has to do with how they're playing, their tenacity, and also the how they've played on the road throughout the season versus Utah. Utah hasn't played as well on the road. They've played much better at home. Only 3 losses all year at home. That's fantastic. Whereas Western Kentucky, they've gotten some road wins. I mean, they've won 7 games on the road this year. That's a really good road record. So side-wise, I lean towards Western Kentucky. Total-wise, I definitely lean towards the under 139.5. Moving over to the other game, Mississippi State, Penn State, I also lean towards the under. But we're seeing different movement. We're seeing different betting action here. 56% of the tickets on the over, 65% of the cash on the over. But the line has opened at 137, dropped down to 136. Second, Penn State playing in this game. KP has this game pegged at 3.5 for Penn State. Like I said, they are the first team snubbed out of the tournament. And here we have 65% of the tickets on Penn State, but 62% of the money over on Mississippi State. And the line has stubbornly moved towards Penn State at 2.5. I feel like that's because this is going to be a Penn State victory. They've played better on the road than Mississippi State, doubling up their wins. Mississippi State only has 2 wins on the road all year. Fantastic at home. They only had 2 losses all year at home. However, on the road, they only had 2 wins. Going through the SEC, which was a very tough tough division to win on the road. But you know what? The Big Ten wasn't much easier. So I really like Penn State. Short travel, playing there in New York to be able to get a win and get a pretty good sized win here tonight and all these and all the options we have for playing. My pick is Penn State -2.5 against Mississippi State tonight. So there you go. Penn State laying the points 2.5. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you again soon.